Lightware welcomes you to this presentation video. Here, we will present a brief overview of our technologies, inviting you to explore further our range of innovative products. In the following few minutes, we would like to show you how Lightware's matrices can be controlled, how input and output settings can be done, how easily EDID management can be achieved, how EDIDs can be created and edited. To begin, we're going to present these functions and features through our matrix controller software. With this tool, you can remotely access the Lightware's matrices for making crosspoint switching, preset operations, input and output settings, achieving EDID management from which you can emulate, learn, and up and download EDIDs, creating and editing EDIDs with the built-in Easy EDID Creator and Advanced EDID Editor software. Accessing the terminal window, a great helper for remote control system programmers for testing and debugging, and getting the status and basic information and the health state of the matrix. Now, connected to the Lightware MX 8x8 DVI HDCP Pro matrix switcher, we will go through the functions in detail. First, the available options of the control menu. Here you can see the graphical representation of the actual output-input connections in the crosspoint field. Simply click on the desired square in the field, the connection is made. You can mute an output. In this case, no signal will be present on this output. To avoid accidental input switching, outputs can be locked. The crosspoint area has informational purpose as well. Coded by different colors, you can quickly ascertain what kind of input and output cards are installed, what is the state of an input, and what kind of signal is present on it, and if there is a display device connected to a certain output. Left-clicking the input labels, further functions become available. For instance, switching the input to all outputs, giving an individual name to the input and reading out the input name from the matrix switcher, and testing HDCP source. This last function may require some explanation. Probably, everybody who is involved in working with HDCP encoded signals and multiple displays has met this issue. When a source device accepts far less sync device connections than the standard anchors, resulting in no picture at all on any display. This splendid feature helps to determine the capability of the source device connected to the given input. Similar to the inputs, left-clicking an output label makes it possible to give an individual name to the output and to read the output name from the matrix. On the right-hand side of this page, the preset operations can be found. Up to 32 presets are available for storing complete crosspoint and mute states of the whole matrix switcher. Presets can be saved, loaded, and renamed. As a smart feature, the presets can be previewed in the crosspoint area without changing the real configuration of the device. The input and output parameter settings are powerful features of this menu, which we haven't yet touched on. By right-clicking an input label, the input parameter window shows up. Here, you can make advanced adjustments which are unique to Lightware products, like setting a certain level of input equalization if auto mode doesn't give an adequate result, and making color range conversion if the system requires it to do so. Besides these settings, information can be found about the status of the connected source and the incoming signal, for example, whether the source signal is present or not, DVI or HDMI mode, and the HDCP encryption. The timing properties of the input signal are quite detailed. Clicking on the More button, we are confident that even video professionals will be satisfied with the visually pleasing graphic-aided overview about the signal timing parameters. Much the same as the inputs, by right-clicking an output label, the output parameter window appears, where you can access and set the signal conversion settings, like DVI or HDMI mode, color space, and color range conversion, the exclusive Lightware implemented functions, which help to ensure the overall system compatibility with a wide range of devices. Also, detailed information can be obtained about the output signal and the capabilities of the attached display device. In this part, we will cover the Advanced EDID Management. Advanced EDID Management was introduced by Lightware in 2006 and is in continuous development. As you can see, the two-pane organizing window helps to achieve the EDID switching function simply with drag and drop. At first, the desired EDID group should be selected on each pane. These groups are Factory EDID List. This contains the 50 factory-fixed EDIDs. User Memory, 50 memory spaces where EDIDs can be saved to and copied from. Last Attached Monitors EDID, where the EDIDs of the actual or the most recently attached display devices are available for copying. Emulated EDID List. This shows the emulated EDIDs on the inputs. In respect of the routing operation, EDIDs can be copied here. Using the mouse, just drag the desired EDID from the pane that you want to copy from and drop onto the item in the other pane where you want to emulate or paste it. It is that simple. Emulating EDID on the inputs, dependent upon the EDID source, we are talking about static routing if the EDID is from the user memory or from the factory list. This means the EDID will remain fixed and unchanged until another selection is made. Choosing EDID from the last attached monitor list is called dynamic routing, because in the event of a change in the attached display device, the EDID of the display is read out and copied to the input as well. These dynamic routed items are marked by a red background in the emulated EDID list. Besides the easy drag and drop method, using the right mouse click on an item, depending on the chosen EDID group, further functions become accessible. These are switching the EDID to all input, saving the EDID in RAW or DAT format to the computer, loading EDID from the computer, and opening the EDID for editing. This last option drives us to the next topic, to the must-have applications that are built into the Matrix controller software. These are the Easy EDID Creator and the Advanced EDID Editor, whose toolbar can be found at the top of the window. The Easy EDID Creator is there to help construct new EDID in just 4 steps. You need only to input the preferred resolution and refresh rate. If you need to, you can define a second resolution as well. Then decide if you require HDMI support or not. If yes, you need to select the preferred audio format, and then you only have to give a name to your EDID. After these, you can save it to your computer, upload it to use a memory space of a connected matrix switcher, or open it with the Advanced EDID Editor. The Advanced EDID Editor gives more sophisticated options for creating a new or editing an existing EDID. It turns the hex numbers in the 128 or 256 bytes of EDID, which are loved only by mathematicians and obsessive experts, into meaningful parameters with the possibility of adjusting or just checking them. The software helps to set even the much nuanced details that the EDID structure allows, ensuring the creation of the most suitable EDID that the application needs. Whilst working with the parameters, the affected bytes can be checked in the structure by clicking on the EDID Map button. After completing the editing here, you are also able to save the EDID to the computer or upload it to a connected Lightware device. The terminal window is a great aid for programmers of remote control systems like AMX, Crestron and Q, and system engineers for testing and debugging. It tracks all the communication between the Lightware unit and the control software. This way, for example, the control codes of any function can be captured. The window also gives the possibility for inputting commands to the Lightware device. On the status page, you can check the basic properties, for example type and serial number of the connected unit, the type and the firmware version of the installed cards, and the health status, example the actual value of the power supply voltages and the fan rotation speed. The IP setup functionality also stands here, setting the DHCP mode or inputting the IP address and the mask manually. It is also possible to change the used port number from the default value if the application needs to do so, for example using event controllers like Barco or Vista. Last but not least, it is important to mention the Find window, where the connection either via IP or serial port to the accessible Lightware devices can be made. To help with identification, the type and serial number of the available devices are also listed. In the latest version of the software, we built in a wizard function, the demo mode. Clicking on the demo button, a virtual MX 8x8 DVI HDCP Pro matrix switcher is emulated, thus giving opportunity for becoming acquainted with the software and the available functions, and also for the usage of the easy EDID Creator and Advanced EDID Editor applications without the need for having a matrix switcher connected. We hope that you found this introduction useful and that we were able to pique your interest in Lightware technologies. We're looking forward to welcoming you amongst our satisfied partners. Please visit our homepage on www.lightware.eu. Thank you.